£120 million, 19 years old. 18 months ago, he was fighting relegation in Spain's second tier. Today, he's the most expensive African footballer in history. And he's not even number one on this list because of the fee. He's number one because of what it says about this entire summer. Because this transfer window didn't just break records, it broke logic. Number 10, Andre Santos to Manchester United, £50 million. United needed a midfielder with an engine, not another name. Santos drives forward like he's got something to prove, which at Old Trafford right now, he does. 50 million buys you potential. It doesn't buy you patience. And United fans are fresh out of that. Number 9, Jan-Paul van Hecke, Brighton to Tottenham, £52 million. Spurs are building a defence from the back up aggressive, composed, built to play out under pressure. Van Hecke is that profile exactly. But here's the real question nobody's asking. How many more of these can Tottenham make before people stop calling it ambition and start calling it desperation? Because it doesn't stop there. Number 8, Maxence Lacroix to Chelsea, £52 million. One of the fastest centre-backs in Europe. Chelsea keep buying speed, buying upside, buying potential. And every single time the price tag says, deliver now. No grace period, no excuses. Number 7, Jeremy Jacquet, Rennes to Liverpool, £60 million. Composed, intelligent, 22 years old and already being talked about as Anfield's next defensive leader. Liverpool have been burned before trying to replace legends overnight. The pressure on Jacquet isn't the transfer fee, it's the ghosts he's being asked to replace. Number 6, Bruno Guimaraes, Newcastle to Arsenal, £75 million. This one's personal, 4 years, a captain's armband, a Carabao Cup that ended Newcastle's 70-year trophy drought, and he walked away from all of it because he told them himself. This was his last real shot at winning something bigger. Arsenal just lost a Champions League final to PSG with 25% possession. 25%. That's not a defence problem, that's a control problem. And Guimaraes is the answer they went and bought. But here's the part that should worry Arsenal fans. Buying control in midfield doesn't fix a team that got dominated in a final. Sometimes it just means you lose the next one with better stats. Number 5, Mateus Fernandes to Tottenham, £85 million. Yes, Tottenham, again. Number 4, Sandro Tonali, Newcastle to Tottenham, £100 million, 2 Newcastle exits, 1 Tottenham midfield. Spurs didn't sign a player this window, they signed a statement. Tonali brings the leadership Fernandes doesn't have yet, and Fernandes brings the energy Tonali's started to lose. On paper, it's the best midfield pairing in England. On paper. Number 3, Elliot Anderson to Manchester City, £116 million. City don't miss on midfielders. That's not a compliment, it's a track record built over a decade. Maresca is betting his reputation that Anderson is the next one. If he's wrong, this is the transfer people point to in 3 years. If he's right, nobody will even remember the fee. Number 2, Morgan Rogers to Chelsea, £117 million. Chelsea's spending isn't a strategy at this point, it's a personality trait. Some fans call this the signing of the summer. Others call it the moment Chelsea officially stopped counting. Rogers has the talent to make both of them right, depending on the season he has. And that brings us to number 1, Jan Diomande, RB Leipzig to Real Madrid, up to £120 million. 18 months ago, relegation battle, Spain's second tier, nobody outside the building knew his name. One breakout Bundesliga season later, Liverpool wanted him, Arsenal wanted him, Manchester City wanted him. PSG didn't just want him, they'd already agreed personal terms, and Real Madrid took him anyway. 7-year contract, Bernabeu, done. That's not a transfer story. That's the entire modern transfer market in one deal, patience, scouting, and one club willing to move faster than four others combined. So here's the real question this summer leaves us with. Every club on this list just bet 9 figures on one player fixing what's broken. History says most of them are wrong. Which one do you think it'll be? So drop your pick below, and if you think I ranked this wrong, tell me who should have been number 1.